Hello there folks, my name is Spoonks, and if you want to make a movie that's released into theaters, may I give you a word of advice? Don't send it to Warner Brothers, as there is a big chance that they might not even release that movie in favor of a tax write-off. From films like Batgirl to Scoob Holiday Haunt, Coyote vs. Acme, and most recently Fixed, the studio is more content with holding these movies hostage in a vault in favor of that good old tax write-off money, which has definitely caused them to receive a lot of backlash and criticism from the film community. But, believe it or not, there was actually a movie that was able to escape this treacherous fate and will not only see the light of day, but will also get a wide theatrical release in theaters in the next couple of months. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. As I've already said, this was originally going to be another tax write-off film for Warner Brothers, but will now receive a wide theatrical release under a new distributor. How did this happen? How was this movie able to escape such a disastrous, treacherous fate like the other films I mentioned earlier? Well, that's what I'm here to discuss. This is how The Day the Earth Blew Up got a second chance. Now let's go way, way, way back to the glorious days of 2020. Oh, the irony. As HBO Max dropped a new slew of Looney Tunes cartoons that were very popular for the streaming service. They brought in numerous amounts of views and acclaim for being really solid, entertaining, and funny collection of cartoons and shorts. And to celebrate the accomplishments done by the team, HBO Max greenlit a TV movie for the crew to work on, starring Porky Pig and Daffy Duck, titled The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, which would feature the aforementioned Porky Pig and Daffy Duck fighting off a bunch of aliens, and would premiere on HBO Max and Cartoon Network's nighttime block Acme Night, which was going to be a way for movies released on HBO Max to also premiere on Cartoon Network in the distant future, along with some other animated projects like Urkel Saves Christmas and Merry Little Batman. Things seem to be going well for the film, as there was a little sneak peek shown during Comic-Con with excitement and anticipation in the air. But then something bad happened. Warner Brothers got new management, as the studio was sold from AT&T to Discovery Channel, where the new head of Warner Brothers was David Zaslav, and you can already tell where this is going. You see, in order to save on costs and on a lot of money, David Zaslav had this really stupid idea, and instead of releasing some movies that could be potential money makers and even some awards winners, he thought it would be a much better idea to just not release a lot of these movies and instead shelve them in favor of tax write-offs, which included Batgirl and Scoob Holiday Haunt. The original plan was also to include many of these Acme Night movies along with The Day the Earth Blew Up, so there was a chance this movie was also not going to see the light of day. However, due to the amount of backlash, hatred, and criticism the studio got for the shelvings of Scoob Holiday Haunt and the Batgirl movie, David Zaslav retracted his statements on these films and allowed them to continue production, but would instead sell them to other distributors, which is why stuff like Merry Little Batman was released on Amazon Prime and Urkel Saves Christmas was released on digital. But The Day the Earth Blew Up got the biggest win on their part, as this movie was sold to GFM Animation, an independent animation company meant to release and sell several independently made animated films to potential distributors so they could be seen by the public. Most notably, they were responsible for bringing back Blazing Samurai, or as it's known today, Paws of Fury: The Legend of Hank, back from the dead, and they were going to make sure they would do the same for The Day the Earth Blew Up, as they sold the film to the American film market from late October to early November in late 2023, where it would be sold to American film distributors in hopes of getting a wide theatrical release sometime in early 2024, making it the first full-length singular Looney Tunes movie, Now, this was a big deal for a lot of reasons. Obviously, the fact that this was able to escape the David Zaslav punishment, but also this was going to be, like I said, the first singular Looney Tunes feature film, as many of the prior Looney Tunes movies were live actions animated hybrids like Space Jam or Back in Action, or they had a narrative but were mostly a collection of shorts like Daffy Duck's Quackbusters. The fact that this was going to be the first fully singular animated Looney Tunes film released to the public in theaters was a pretty big deal, and many people, especially animation and Looney Tunes fans, were very happy about the announcement. And so we waited and waited and waited for the film to get a potential American distributor. It would find some luck internationally, but it definitely took a long time on the domestic side to find a distributor. But to ensure the movie would be released to the public at least sometime this year, the film held its world premiere at the Annecy Film Festival earlier this summer in France to glowing critical acclaim, as reports came out from the festival that the screening was a massive success with boisterous laughter all across the room, and everyone who went to see it was thoroughly surprised and enjoyed the film immensely. Many of the reviews coming out of the festival were super positive, many calling it the best Looney Tunes film in recent memory and one of the funniest films in years. And about 2 months later after the premiere, we finally got an American distributor with Ketchup Entertainment, a smaller distributor, sure, but they would make sure this movie would get a wide theatrical release, at least in America. And while yes, they couldn't really schedule it in 2024, it won't be so long for us to get the chance to see the film, as it will be released in theaters on February 28th, 2025, which is actually a pretty solid date, as it gives it some time between the other two kids movies opening around that time, Dog Man, which opens a month earlier in January, and the live-action Snow White, which opens a month later in March. And to celebrate the announcement, the film had another premiere at the Animation is Film Festival in the middle of October, to where it received even more acclaim and praise from all who went to see it, praising the animation, comedy, storytelling, and just the overall loony vibe of the film. Not only that, but many people encouraged, even begged people reading these recent reactions and urging them to go and check out the film when it hits theaters this winter, not only because the film is really, really, really good, but also to show Zaslav how wrong he was in not only giving up such a really solid movie here, but also how wrong he was in shelving a lot of the other films he shelved for no reason, such as another Looney Tunes film, Coyote vs. Acme, which was shelved back in November when this movie was originally sold to the American film market, to show him how wrong he was for such a stupid decision like that, and show how the Looney Tunes still have a place in the entertainment field. If this movie is a big hit and people go out and see it, he'll realize how wrong he was and maybe, just maybe, have a change of heart. Or I'm just being really, really naive and dreaming too close to the sun here, but you know, a man can dream, can't he? All I know is that The Day the Earth Blew Up had such an amazing comeback story. It's actually going to be released in theaters next year, and I cannot wait to see it, and I know a lot of people can't wait to see it. Everything I've heard about this movie has been stupendous, and I hope it gets the recognition and acclaim and certainly the money it deserves when it hits theaters in February of 2025. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the story behind how this movie was able to escape David Zaslav's filthy, dirty hands and will actually be able to see the light of day, even though it technically already has if you live in places other than the United States, you know. But yeah, I'm very happy this movie was able to form this comeback story, and I cannot wait to see it. So let me know your thoughts on this whole journey this movie had. Will you be seeing this movie when it hits theaters in February of next year? Comment down below and let me know. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you like this channel, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on all the social media links right there. And until next time, everyone, stay sharp.